What do you want? What do you want?
Now, that's me on the phone. And, by the way, I'm going to be honest with you. So I'm a little torn because I know there's two sides of the audience that's like having opinions about this. There's half are K-bots, and they want me very desperately to turn against Drake. And I do, and like with all due respect to Drake fans, I think if the day ever came that I turned against Drake, it would be a very bad day. It would be D-Day. Because you know how I get. But I'm not that person who's disloyal. I've always been loyal to the people who I have, either friendships with or I have situations with or we have understandings. I'm not a guy who says, yo, people are saying Drake lost a battle. It's probably the time to turn heel like his WWE, kick his back in, and you motherfucking go to the roof. There's YouTubers right now that were unknown that in that era of the battle, them picking K Dot and them just rocking on that side, they have whole careers now. I've never been that guy to just be like the fly by night guy to be like, well, it's convenient to kick his back in. You guys know this about me, right? I'm still cool with 6ix9ine, right? Shit, I even told him, I'm like, yo, I might be back in Miami this week or next week, unless I go to Japan or some shit. And I'm like, yo, me and 6ix9ine, we gonna kick it and turn up again. I don't give a fuck if y'all think he's cold. I don't give a fuck if y'all say we don't want to see him. That's my friend. That's my guy. I've always been like that with people that have been good to me. So I know there's K-bots who just want to see me turn against Drake. And here's the thing. And when I see that, I'm ultimately honored. You know why I'm ultimately honored? Because it's like the K-bots acknowledge that they couldn't completely finish the job off. And part of them finish the job off is trying to get me to go against Drake. They're like, we almost got him. But he still has like a little bit left. If Act turns on him, we finally got him. You're going to be waiting a long time, okay? So I think that's respectful. Actually, I think that's a source of respect where you have people that don't like the nigga hoping I turn against him that they could further their agenda. Now, there's actual supporters. And these actual supporters are like, yo, Act, we have seen you from time to time. You selflessly give out so much love and support to all these guys. You know, I've always said, I blew up in this shit because I was the ultimate fan. And people look at it and be like, yo, when you've been the backing of all these guys, I'm going to give you some examples. When I did, one of the reasons I speak highly about 6ix9ine, they called every outlet to do an interview with 6ix9ine when 6ix9ine was accused of whatever in some viral video with like this girl. Nobody would do an interview with him. Not one person. Breakfast Club wouldn't do it. World Star wouldn't do it. Hot 97 wouldn't do it. Nobody would do it. I got asked to do it. And I remember at first I was like, whoa, because I was kind of like consulting a bit. I was giving PR strategy to them. But they're like, yo, we can't get nobody to do the interview. Could you do the interview? And I was like, oh, okay. I was trying to tell you how to go get this shit. I mean, kind of course corrected. I didn't mean y'all should say, ask me to do it. Nevertheless, I actually thought about it and I said I would. When I did the interview, 6ix9ine always remembered that every other person said, we don't want to talk to you. That's very important. And when you guys talk about, no matter what you say about me in media, you can't find another me. You don't find that person who is selflessly helping or promoting people or things because they just like it. And also, I do think it's a little bit unfair because you guys think that I should expect certain things. Now, with me and 6ix9ine, that's my boy. My dude been to my house. Like, I've went to Miami. He give me the Rolls Royce to go drive. Like, bro, like, that's my guy, bro. Like, so if 6ix9ine, like, I would feel hurt with 6ix9ine. It's the reason I have the relationship with Young Boy. It's really the reason I've had a relationship like that, even with 21 and other people. Now, before I ever like, I think people are always trying to contextualize this Drake and me relationship, which is so interesting and odd because they don't do it for anyone else. I'll give you an example. Jay-Z. I don't think people have looked at any media outlet and say, you owe them things because they support you or because you're their favorite. But they do look at it with me and Drake. And I understand it because these people who I'm talking about are my supporters or people who fuck with me and they just want to see like, bro, if you support somebody, they should support you back. I agree. This notion that Drake doesn't fuck with me. It's like an amazing running joke, or it's like an amazing and I know y'all gonna be like, yo, Ak is delusional. Yo, I seen a blog put up saying, me talking on the phone here is the first time I've talked to Drake ever on stream. Yo, Drake is like, this is off stream. Drake is FaceTiming me from the club. Me and Drake was, because, you know, I don't want to get too much into it. My man Grand shit got leaked. We're like, yo, I put a bet. I'm like, yo, I'm going to get his shit back first. Drake like, because Drake communicates with me, communicates with Grand. Drake like, nah, I'm going to get it back. We're arguing over this. Drake called me from the club, goes outside like, yo, Ak, yo, I got the password. Yo, I'm going to send you the... Me and Drake, it's a relationship that I don't like that fans or anybody makes, whereas like I'm like an ex-girlfriend or like a child to him. I'm a complete autonomous business individual who have made millions of dollars off covering the biggest artists, and he's seen the benefits of that, but I've seen the benefits too. Don't treat me like a child. Not with this situation. Okay? It's not like I'm thinking that, oh no, Drake is my best buddy. To me, I look at it more like, yo, we're associates. I think I am one of the biggest fans of his, but I'm going to be honest with you. Half of the reason I was pulling for Drake to win the battle with Kendrik, the first half is because I'm one of his biggest fans. The second half was I want to be, business-wise, it will be booming even more when you're aligned with the guy who wins. So it's also business. And I don't know why people keep bringing it to like, I'm like a little brother who gets nothing out of this. Like, that's the thing where I'm like, yo, I understand my audience being protective of me, but y'all also have to understand that there's mutual benefits. Like, I'm not saying me and Drake are like me and 6ix9ine. I'm not saying that. Right? What I'm saying is that there's mutual benefits out of this shit. And that's what you should know, to not in every situation be like, damn, why you trying to play you like that? Here's the context to this conversation that I think you guys should understand. Bro, Drake ain't really trying to do a live stream or an interview right now at all. This is deliverable for steak. Ak is a wild card. I'm not on some pre-planned board that says Ak is going to call in and say this. I could have called in and be like, yo, Drake, what you think about that? Yo, you think Kendrik dropped you think his Luther video better than no kid? I could have said anything. I think when I call in, Drake is usually kind of bracing himself because I could say anything. I could try to make a headline. I could literally bring up something that Aiden's not gonna bring up, right? Like, for example, I just said, or I stood with you. I could have said anything. That's me. I do think that Drake is a little bit braced. I don't think Drake is going on this platform to really have conversations. He's going there to get his $180 million. So when I call in and y'all are like, why isn't he happy to talk to you? Because he don't know what the fuck I'm going to say. Now, granted, I get the stream and I'm not going to fuck up the energy. You know what I mean? I could have said some wild fuck.